The Centers for Disease Control reporting more than 1,000 measles cases in a total of 30 states. The last time cases exceeded 1,000 in this country back in 2019. Let's bring in Fox News senior medical analyst, Dr. Marc Siegel. Dr. Siegel, what is going on in your opinion?
Well, first of all, John, as RFK Jr. said with Brett Baer the other night, and as I've been saying for weeks and weeks, the problem starts outside the United States. Whatever is happening here, there's over 100,000 cases in the European theater, that entire area of Europe, over the past year in 2024. Here, to give you an idea, we're talking about a little over 1,000 cases. But that's not something, to ignore, because that's the most we've seen, except for one other year, since we wiped out measles completely from occurring naturally here. And we're going to have the most cases since 2000. That year I'm talking about, we're going to have that this year. And the concern is, are we seeding the United States so that we can have that we will have cases next year that didn't come from travel, that didn't come from Europe, that didn't come from outside the United States? That's the concern. And regarding what else is going on here related, John, is in North Dakota, to give you an example, the problem, they have about 9 cases, but they're having to quarantine about 200 students because they didn't get the vaccine. If you get the vaccine, you're protected. If you don't have the vaccine and you come in contact with measles, you're almost definitely going to get it.
But as you well know, there are a lot of people in this country suspicious of vaccines, Dr. Siegel, and I think especially after COVID, that suspicion has risen. You're telling us that going out and getting the measles vaccine is an important thing to do.
Hugely important. And I want to also say something we almost never say on TV. You know why people are afraid of vaccines? Because it's a needle that you put in your arm and it's an active movement and you think, what am I doing? Well, the measles MMR vaccine has been tried and tested for many, many years, and it is safe. And what's really important here, and this is how doctors look at it, John, it's way safer than the alternative, which is measles. Now, measles most of the time is mild. Most of the time is mild, but 1 out of 5 times it can actually land you in the hospital. Again, as RFK Jr. has said quite rightly, and the World Health Organization agrees with him, you're more likely to get badly ill from measles if you have underlying health problems, if you're malnourished, if you're not in good health. But it's still not a disease you want, and the vaccine is going to prevent it almost 100% of the time.
You referenced the interview that our Brett Baer did with RFK Jr., the head of the Department of Health and Human Services. He wants to make America healthy again. How would you say he's doing on that score, Doctor?
I think he's putting a full court press on the idea of improving our food and decreasing the environmental toxins that we're facing. I think he shed a spotlight on microplastics and on ultra-processed foods. It's a huge fight because, of course, the food industry doesn't want that to happen. And regarding pharmaceuticals, you probably know I'm a huge fan of the medications we have in this country. But I also believe they should be something we use when we really get ill or when we're on the verge of getting ill. So I also like the emphasis on exercise, on sleep, and on eating properly. I think he gets an A for effort on this. As to how well it does, it's going to be a long and hard fight.
Yeah, well, he's got some years to show some effects, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll continue to have you on to give us your assessment. Dr. Marc Siegel, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.